Sacha, welcome on the show. I'm so excited to have you up on here today. Uh, Tell me, how is it that you became a self-love advocate, a self-love expert?
Oh my goodness. First off, I want to say thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
It's
How
my
I
pleasure also. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So how I became a self-love advocate is more so because of my own experience of self-discovery and finding self-love for myself. As an entrepreneur, I'm quite sure a lot of women, well, I wouldn't say women only. Everybody could attest to it. But us women, definitely, we extend ourselves so much.
We
And a lot
do.
of times when we are all givers, whether we're male or female, we have a tendency of giving and giving and giving, which is good.
It
But we
is.
still have to have that foundational love for ourselves to
Mm.
understand like when to tap out,
Yeah.
when to stop, when to fill up yourself and allow yourself to go in the overflow. So for
Mm.
me, yeah, it was that I had an experience with the pandemic,
Okay.
um, impacted my business, and I came out with the understanding of, Sasha, you got to love on yourself a little bit more, and it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay to love yourself,
it is.
and
Yeah.
as you do that, then you know how to flow with the love
Mm.
around,
Mm.
and that's how I became the self-love advocate.
Oh, I love that. You've mentioned flow two times. I know there's the concept of the flow. Now, when you talk about flow, is it with that concept? And I cannot pronounce his name, uh, but what does it mean for you to be in the flow in relationship with ourselves?
For me, it's just having that peace.
Mm.
You know, flowing is when you think about, I love analogies. So
Yes.
when you think about a river,
Yeah.
or even when it comes down to a stream,
Yeah.
you got that instant flow, the stream is going. But when it
Mm.
comes to the river, it's just nothing. There's
Yeah.
nothing troubling the waters.
Yes.
So when you have that peace within yourself and you found that balance of
Hmm.
self-love and peace,
Yeah.
that's where that flow comes in it. And you're able
Mm.
to just really just go through the motions smoothly. So that's really
Mm.
what it means to me. It's just being able to be in peace with
Oh,
yourself and everyone around you.
yes, that's important. And when we're not at peace, that can bring some mental health
Yeah.
issues. Now, your analogy is beautiful. And it's the first time that I put the two together, the stream and the river. So the river is where we want to go to be in that calm place. So
Yeah.
how do we do that?
Oh my goodness. I would say the first place of getting there is really understanding who you are
Mm.
and going through the process of self-discovery.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts first. You have
Mm.
to really self-examine yourself. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of times we don't stop. I know for me, I'm in this whole entrepreneurial space. So
Yeah.
my advocacy is for the entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But I know that anyone who's watching can attest to it. But we go through life. We're busy. Everything is just, it could be organized chaos, whatever you want to call it for
Yeah.
yourself. And and we forget who we are,
Yeah,
and we
that's
can
right.
lose sense of self a lot of
Hmm.
times. But when you go back into yourself and really seek it, who are you? What is it that you really want? Who do you really want
Mm.
to be? Discover who you are, regain that. And then
Mm.
sometimes it could take you deeper in a sense where you might need to go see a therapist if you have to.
Yeah,
Don't
it
step back
happens.
from that.
Yeah.
But it helps you to really identify a lot of things that we go through and why we go through those motions.
Yeah, there's reason to.
Yeah. So it really does start within ourselves first. So I would say to get there, self-discovery is everything.
Hmm. And self-discovery is a nice journey. It's a long journey, right? It takes a lifetime.
Hmm.
And at the same time, it can be a bit scary sometimes of
Yeah.
thinking like, okay, but I'm used to living with myself like I am now. Uh, and there seems to be benefits in that me over there. So,
Yeah.
how do we step from that comfortable place, even
Mm.
if there can be some turmoil, So how do we step from this space to the better self?
Yeah, you just have to step. And one of the biggest things that help you step
Yeah.
get rid of the fear. A lot of
uh,
times we have that fear of the unknown,
yeah.
and we have that fear that paralyzes us because we will stay in one spot.
Yeah.
We won't know what's ahead of us. We definitely not going back, right? And
Exactly.
so we don't want to go backwards, but we don't want to go forward because we're scared. We have that
Yeah.
fear,
Mm.
and it's like we get complacent.
Oh,
And
we
it's
do.
and
Yeah.
we think is a safety space, within our comfort zones. That
Yeah.
comfortable space is the safe space,
Yeah.
but it also is a limiting space.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Yeah.
we sit there too long, we're limited from all the
Mm.
beautiful possibilities that are before us. And I know firsthand, I was the one that was like, you know what? I'm comfortable where I am. Let me be great in my shadows.
You
I love this
shine,
comfort zone.
Sacha.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'll pop out and pop back in like the turtle. You have
Yeah.
this shell.
Yeah.
You
The
pop your
big
head out,
shell. Yeah, the body
you do
shell.
a little something.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I knew, there was a time in my life where I had to do things differently. And a
Mhm.
lot of that came from the pandemic, as I mentioned before.
Yes.
It impacted my business in a
Mm.
negative way.
Yeah.
And when I finally came out of my shell about it,
Mm.
I decided to relaunch my business. But I knew I had to
Amazing.
do it differently. And I
Yes.
had to come out of my comfort zone.
Oh, yeah.
And my comfort zone was, like I said, it was that comfortable space for me.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I never really realized how limiting it was for me until I stepped out. So
Ah,
I had to make that
be
choice.
courageous. Yes.
Yeah, make the choice to be courageous, make the choice to be visible and to be seen and be
Yeah.
heard, and gain that confidence that you really have inside of you, but you have to make those steps forward in order for it to grow stronger within you. And so I did that, so
Yeah.
those are the steps that I did. So that's why it's so easy for me to say, you have to step forward, you have to let go of the fear. And my
Mm.
fear at the time was really
Yes.
speaking in front of people.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, Sasha, if you want to do great things, you got to
Yeah.
change it. And
Okay.
we all know that there's something great in us and that we
Yes.
want to do great things.
Hmm.
So what is more greater? The fear, or you just stepping forward?
Yeah.
And if you don't step forward, you would never know what's ahead of you.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yes. I enjoy so much hearing you talk. You've got a soothing voice, yet you're dynamic. So that encourages me, and I'm sure it encourages the viewer also to take that leap of faith and go see what's on the other side. That was
Yes.
amazing. Sasha, you wrote a book, The
Mhm.
Ugly Truth About Entrepreneurship, Keys to Managing Mental Wellness.
Yes.
Can you
Yes.
tell us a bit about that book?
Oh, yes. So that is my passion book.
Oh, I love
It
it.
is my pandemic recovery story.
Ah, okay.
And some of the things that I'm touching on right now so far in the interview are some of
Yeah.
the things that's in the book.
Okay.
And yeah, I like to say I am an entrepreneur that had an experience.
Yes.
And when I went through my business failing because of the
Yeah.
pandemic,
Mm.
I was heavily into event production, all my big contracts and everything just stopped.
Crumbled.
And
Yeah.
there was no work. And so I really went down that spiral emotionally,
Mm.
and really drawn into myself to where I was just like, you know what, I can't do anything else but focus on what I need to do for me.
Mm.
And when I went through that process, and it was a hard process, when I went
Yeah.
through it, and came out of it,
Yes.
overcame, but I had these keys,
Okay.
and the keys to mental wellness. And I say that I'm transparent, I'm vulnerable. I
I
love to
love
be
it.
vulnerable about it because mental health and entrepreneurship are two things that are rarely talked about
And
together.
it should, because as entrepreneurs, we're more at risk of having mental health issues.
Yes, we have more stress. And not saying
Yes,
that everybody has
exactly.
stress, but when
Yeah.
you're building a company and you're full time with it,
Mm.
all that weight falls on you.
It is. Yes. It's
It's make
there.
it or break it. And for me, I was a full time entrepreneur at that time.
Yeah.
And I, just went through that motion, everything. But when I came out, like when I look back at
Yeah.
everything, I saw where I didn't realize how much of a people pleaser I was prior to,
Ah,
like, I
yeah.
knew it, but I didn't really know it
Yeah.
until I
Yeah.
sat down. Like, I had to just
Wow.
be still and just
Mm.
go through everything, just recollecting everything, and
Yeah.
so I said, okay, well, I learned that you can only operate within your capacity. I was
Yes.
the one that would work out of an empty glass real
Mm.
easy.
Yeah,
And
I do that sometimes. Yeah.
but you could do it so much that you're really
I
burnt
know.
out, but you're numb.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's not a good thing. Yeah.
No,
It's
no,
not.
it's not. And those are the things I realized. So I felt the lightness. The
Ah, yes,
burden
that's
was gone when I
yeah.
came out. And when I relaunched the business, I said, I
Mm.
have to hold on
Mm.
to those truths that
Yes.
I found in my self-discovery.
Mhm.
And with that, I have those keys. And some of the keys are like knowing your capacity,
Mm.
only operate with whatever you have in you to operate from.
Yes. Amen.
In that time frame, I had people calling me, Sasha, can you help me with this? Sasha, can I talk to you? And I'm just like, I can't show it because I really couldn't. I had to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
I couldn't be efficient. I couldn't be effective because
Yeah.
I'm worried about my own household. I'm
Yes.
concerned about me. I
Yeah.
had to put me first.
Amazing. I love it.
I had to love me first.
Mhm.
So it was
Yeah.
during that, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to write this book because
Ah,
everyone needs to hear it.
yeah, it's
And
a nice, yeah, it's
yeah,
generous of you to write your story like that.
yes, yes, yes. And, like I say, people are empowered through stories.
They are.
The
Yeah.
other people's stories, the other people is overcoming, the defeats and everything. And I'm just like, hey, you know what? I want to help other people, other entrepreneurs know that you're not by yourself.
Uh-huh.
Um, I was one that came out. A lot of entrepreneurs did not make it through the pandemic
It's
because they
true.
did lose their business.
Yeah.
They had to start over. They had to go
Hmm.
back to work, so many different things. And
Yeah.
they've said, well, I'm not going to put my foot to this plow anymore.
Yeah.
I was almost the one ready to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
But I said, I just knew it was something more in me that I couldn't. And
Mm.
so, yeah, I just pulled all that into the book. It's full of realness. And
I can only
it's
imagine.
interactive.
With your voice here, the voice in the book is certainly
Yeah.
amazing and encouraging, like you are today. And I appreciate that you're vulnerable. That gives us also the permission to
Yeah.
go there. You were talking about the pandemic. Indeed, during the pandemic, that changed so much. Crisis in Greek, which means opportunity, and you took that opportunity. I think it's
Yes.
admirable. Now, you're a business strategist.
Yes.
How do you incorporate self-love in your
Mm.
business, as a business strategist?
Yes, so I have my coaching programs. I do
Yeah.
one-to-one and I'm sorry, group coaching. But I include I got stuck on that one. I include mindset coaching
Okay.
as a
Yes.
business strategist. So I
Okay.
do, talk to that entrepreneur like where you are within yourself first.
Okay.
Because how you show up in your business is really how you're showing up in life.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
the business is only a reflection of who you are.
it is.
So you have to pull from inward first
Mm-hmm.
in
Yes.
order to be efficient in your business.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people look at it from, oh no, you got to start your business plan. You have, they
Mm.
start from the vision on forward.
Yeah.
No, you have to start with the depths of your heart where you are,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Absolutely.
where it all starts. I
Yeah.
have this belief that the blueprint of success begins with you.
Yeah.
And, everyone talks about this 80-20 rule out there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
My 80-20 rule is your 80% mindset,
Oh,
20% strategic action. In order for you to move forward, you have to be right here
wow.
because you'll stop your own self. You get in your own way.
Mm.
You'll have that lack of confidence. You have the fear.
Mm.
You have the procrastination, all those things that come against you.
Mm.
But all those things affect the inward part of you.
They do.
And so, yeah, so that's how I incorporate the whole self-love and,
Mhm.
self-care and everything
Yeah.
with that. And then, teaching my clients that you have to have systems set up as
Yes.
well, because that's part of self-love and self-care too.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. Routines. Okay.
Yeah, the routines in
Definitely.
your personal life, the routines in your business,
Yes.
all those things flow together, and that's how
Mm.
you have that perfect harmony within your
Mm.
business and
I
yourself.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. It comes back harmony to the river.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, Sasha, you just mentioned um, your vision of the 80-20 rule.
Mhm.
I'm amazed by that. Like that's a major takeaway for me today. I even
Oh,
felt it here.
oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. It's the first time I see it that way. Even if I was, and I am, a believer that we start with the mindset.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, did you ever encounter any clients that came to see you? And of course, you were leading with your 2080,
Uh-huh.
and they were like, no, no, no. I want to concentrate on the 20. Did that ever happen to you?
No, it hasn't. It
Oh
has
no.
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know what's your magic for everybody to go and say, okay, I'm going to work on my mindset first. How do you do
Right.
it?
So, a lot of times people will come in and say, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. But I would ask that question, where are you within yourself?
Oh, wow.
So that is that stopper right there. It
Mhm.
makes you think a little bit. Hold on, okay, well, let
Yeah.
me see where I am. Why am I thinking this way where I want to take action?
Yeah.
And where do I need to put it elsewhere? Sometimes it's something as a prime example. A lot of people will look at, social media is everything right now, right?
Yeah.
And people will, especially women,
Uh-huh.
we
Yes, of
compare
course.
ourselves. We compare ourselves. So,
We do.
we have people looking at other business owners. You can have the same, similar products, similar
Yeah.
service, and you're wondering why this person is doing what they're doing and you're still here. They're up here, you're still down here. And so when I have people come in that way, I have to stop them and then, redirect their thoughts.
Mm.
Because a lot of times when you think like that, you're operating in that chatter. It's the
Yes. Yes.
noise.
Mhm.
It's what is the Johnsons? Everyone want to know what the Johnsons is doing. You want to see what your neighbors have and all this. Don't worry about all of that. Stay within yourself. Stay right here on your purpose, on your journey, and how it goes. And so that's how I can kind of redirect that conversation
Mm.
when they do come from that point, because I can hear it. I can see it. I'm just like, now wait a second. Okay, let's backtrack. Let's go a little deeper real quick. Yeah. And I just want to let everyone know I am not a clinician. I'm
Yeah.
not, any of those things. I'm just, one of those people I'm very aware
Yes.
of things around me, of myself, and I'm very intuitive and attentive to
Mm.
people. So it's easy for me to kind of pull it together, just to put the disclaimer out there.
Well, I appreciate it. And I'm sure that even if you're not a therapist, just for showing up as you do with your clients, not only do they get a business on track, but also they get themselves on track.
Yeah.
And that's the starting point for their business. So
Mhm.
as I hear you, I understand how empowered you are and how much leadership you have, that I feel that you love your clients so much that you're going to bring them in
Mhm.
love, guidance, welcoming way into
Yeah.
that direction, because it's the way they have to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah. I have the saying that your idea is attached to your purpose.
Mhm.
And when people see that and understand it, a lot of times you just want to run with it, the
Yeah,
ideas, you want to put everything together. But a
yeah,
lot of times the idea doesn't stop just there when it's your purpose. The
mm,
purpose takes you full circle.
yeah,
It takes you into generations when you think about
mm,
legacy and all these other
yes,
things. And so you really have to hone in on the fullness of it and
mm,
how it's coming to you in order to pull it out. And
mm,
so, and that's why, I strive to make sure that I'm leaning in that way and
yes.
leading as well, because that's how I look at my life.
Okay.
And I'm a giver. I love helping people.
It
And
shows. Yes, I feel it. We feel it. We feel it.
yeah, so it's a joy. It's a joy that I get out of it as well.
Mm. Yeah, there's like for boxers, there's more pleasure out of giving than receiving, right?
Yes.
Well, I think we're almost going to wrap up soon. Yes. So I know you have a gift.
Yes.
for the viewers today. Before you share your gift with them, with us, what final thoughts would you like to share with us today?
I would say it is 2023, and whatever you did not do in 2022, make sure you do it this year.
Mm,
The time
yes.
is now. Just step
Yeah.
forward, don't shy away from the great things that you already know is there for you to
Amen.
do.
Oh,
And if you need help, there are people out here that can help you. You have coaches,
yes.
strategists, everyone. You have me. Um,
Yes, we
but
do.
just make sure you do that. Don't shrink back and get out that comfort zone.
Mm. What a great message for beginning of the year. Again, you're empowered, you're empowering people. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're
Now,
welcome.
for people who want to continue the conversation with you, people that want to connect and be able to be close to that power that you have, that
Yeah.
leadership,
Yeah.
you have a gift for them. Do you want to tell us more, or tell us
Yes.
what your gift is, actually?
Yes. Okay. So since I am a business strategist, I hope everyone who's out there wants to start their business.
Yeah.
But this does incorporate self-love as well. I have
Okay.
a 9 to 5 corporate exit strategy plan that I
Okay.
want to give. Yeah, because I know a lot of people, they're thinking about they want to leave this 9 to 5,
Yeah.
but they want to just leap out.
Uh-huh.
I want you to love yourself enough to do a
Ah,
plan.
uh-huh.
So that
That
way you
sounds
can
good.
eliminate the burnout. You can
Yeah.
eliminate all these things through the plan first and
Okay.
then implement. Yeah, so I do have that. It's a free gift, and I would
Mm.
love to give it to everyone who comes and connect with me.
Well, definitively, I think that as entrepreneurs, we need a gift like that. Me first, especially like preparing with this the launch of the show, working late sometimes, jumping some meals, and it's not all self-love, as I'm
No.
crunching through these times. And I appreciate that with your 9 to 5 that you're proposing. It means that during that 9 to 5, I imagine we have to work, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And when you're working on one side and then you're preparing your business on the other side, you just make it to where it's cohesive enough that you're comfortable. When
Okay.
you move, you're comfortable, and that way you
Okay.
don't have a lot of stress.
So is it a 9 to 5 to transition, or it's a plan? It's the transition plan.
It's a transition plan. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
it's like I'll give like one nugget,
Yes,
in here because
please.
I love it.
Or explain.
Yeah. So just like dropping stuff. So just like with one of the things I really love in it is like how you work your 9 to 5 and you're growing your business at the same time on the side.
Oh,
Like how can
wow.
you financially stabilize it?
Yes,
Like
yes,
take some of that money and put it into a CD,
yes. Okay,
you
yeah.
know, and let that CD match your goal. So give
Mm,
yourself like 4 years or three
okay.
years, put it
Yes.
in the CD, and that way you can come out funding your business. That's one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
nuggets I have in there.
Oh,
Just
that's
think,
amazing.
yeah,
Okay.
and just reducing your overhead, your overhead costs for your business, your personal expenses.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things that, I've seen a lot of people say they went into the full-time entrepreneurship, but
Mm,
wasn't fully ready.
mm,
Their business
uh,
didn't do what it wanted to do.
mm,
And then it, left them a little bit struggling, trying to make ends meet a little bit. So I just want
mm.
to be able to eliminate that as much as possible with the
It
plan.
is. I'm also an advocate of the transition. And it's funny because I was working with a colleague, and her point of view was to just jump at it. So thank you to offer your safe plan to
Yeah.
transition from the 9 to 5 to being a business owner. Sasha,
Thank you.
you're lovely. I appreciate you. It was just an honor interviewing you today. As I've mentioned already, I love your energy. You're beautiful, and I invite viewers to go see you to connect even more. And what I'm sharing, I'm certain that other viewers also feel the same. So we thank you for your
Oh,
generosity
thank
today,
you.
Sasha. You were a blessing. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. It's been such a pleasure and an honor to be here.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I accept what you just said. Okay.